No, I got to lean in.
Okay, Antonio, I saw you in backstage kicking it.
That
Happy
end part
Monday,
is all,
everybody.
that end part is always my favorite part. Just so you know, I got to lean in. You know?
Hey, y'all know what it is. Yeah, that's actually on somebody's song, you know. Yeah, I don't know if she ever got a Grammy, you know, I would get one right.
Okay.
Actually, you know, Asia Woods took it. She's on there too.
Yeah.
How you doing, Asia? I like that color of the shirt. What's going on, Antonio? How y'all doing? It's been a minute since we've been on this screen for this show. How y'all doing?
Doing good.
My bad, child. My finger slipped. I'm so sorry. But maybe it's because I know that you said you wanted to hear it again. You know, so I was like, let me just. No, that was an accident. I'm sorry.
Not the song, not our intro better than Potomac's.
Listen, it is. But yeah, we're here. It's been 2 weeks. Last week we were out because of the Grammys, which was was it Grammys? No, Super Bowl.
It was
Super Bowl, then the Grammys.
That's right. Well, the Grammys we were here. They didn't stop it for that. We were here 2 weeks ago. Yeah, we were here 2 weeks ago. We didn't do a show last week because of the Super Bowl, but other than that, you know, we're episode 13. We're getting through the season. We're almost at the end, y'all. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, you know, call me not whatever. Allegedly, the reunion will be filmed this week. And for what I'm told, unless it changed, because I found this out a long time ago, they're going to be wearing black. You know, I ain't been wrong on any of these little, you know, the little tips that I've been told. But for what I'm hearing, the reunion should be filmed this week, and their color is black. So we'll see. Hopefully, they give us a nice little, you know, Housewives of Atlanta gave us a very good black look in the past. So maybe Potomac can follow. I love to see the black queens in black. Other than that, y'all make sure you hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. As I said, we're almost to the end of the season. I don't know how many more episodes they have. I can try to find out, but I know that it's not that many more. They're on the trip right now, so I will say we probably have about a good 4 episodes left of this. Yeah, 4. You like 4.
I don't know how much more this I can really take.
Yeah, I'm gonna say about 4. Usually, when the reunion is filmed, there's like 3 or 4 episodes left that they binge watch. Usually, that's how it is. And I know that, you know, Married to Medicine ends next week. Beverly Hills ends this week. Miami ends this week in terms of finales, right? Yeah. So their reunions will be airing, and I think Potomac is the only show that has not filmed their reunion until this week. So yeah, we're almost there, y'all. Let's stick it out. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. We have our cabin retreat coming up this week, so we're all going to be together. We have decided, based off of what you guys have sent us and what we came back with, that we're going to review Traitors. So on this Friday at a very special time, we're gonna send the time soon. I don't want to, you know, say a time right now, but make sure y'all tune in live. We'll all be together. It's going to be a very good show. Recapping every episode, not every episode, but basically a Traitors recap, not like episode, but a moment where we're going to sit back and talk about everything that's happened from beginning to now. And just follow all of our Instagram, I would say Snapchat, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, because we'll be posting a lot of content on those pages from the fun weekend that we're going to have that we can show. Okay. All right, enough talking. Let's get into the episode about Potomac, because I'm gonna say it right now. It really wasn't giving all that, but it was some moments and things to talk about this season. Candiace asked on Twitter last night, how was the episode? I said it was boring and it's not given. And as a friend of mine, I'm just being very honest. It is not given. But we're here to talk about it. If anything, Rob is going to be more entertaining than they are on the show. So let's get into it. At the beginning of this episode, the last thing we left last time was that Mia and Karen are like, they were at odds. You know, Karen said that Mia was sleeping with a rapper, and she said that it wasn't a rapper, that it basically she is sleeping with somebody, but it's not a rapper. Which we know who that guy is in terms of, you know, he's on an interview with what's his name?
Jason Lee.
Jason Lee.
No, it was Carlos.
Yeah, Carlos King. Yeah.
It wasn't Jason.
It was Carlos.
It was somebody that was in the LGBTQ and doing blogging. So she did an interview with him, And so we know who that is. But in this moment, she's talking to Gordon, and she talks about how the issue between her and Karen came up. I feel like she got the story a little wrong because she did mention something about about how they got to the term, the trick, but she said she forgot. She also left out the fact she said old dog with old tricks. She told Gordon that she only said old dog, and she just came out of nowhere with the word trick. I'm like, no, you said old dog, old trick. So then she said you are the trick. But anyway, that's the only thing she left out. She also left out that Karen said that she was messing with a rapper, that she was cheating, any type of infidelity. She left all that out, and she admitted to it in the confessional. And I was like, okay. But Ashley is on her way over, and Ashley comes over. We've never really seen Ashley. I've never really seen anybody really come to any of her homes.
I think Karen went
Karen did this year.
Karen has. You're right. Karen has. Yeah. We know that Mia has moved, I think, 3 or 4 times now. At this point, she's probably beaten Toya. I think she has, honestly. So Ashley comes over, and the first thing that Mia wants to catch up about is how Ashley and her divorce is going. And I'm like, I don't know why nobody really cares. Honestly, like, we don't really care. But this is a conversation that her and Gordon had last week. And so in doing that, before even getting anything out of Ashley, she goes back to the conversation that she had with Gordon by saying that, he said that if they were in this situation, they would have like some kind of arrangement. Basically, if he was some older man, I'm like, Gordon, you ain't no young tenderoni. So what are you talking about? But anyway, so as she opens up about her past, and she basically, it's been many times that myself, Jasmine here on this platform has said, she used to live under a bridge. And she basically admitted that she did a couple of times live under a bridge, on the curb. She came from a path where she just didn't really have much. And this is not anything that we didn't know. I mean, I love Sheila to death, but we know that she didn't come from much. And so she gets emotional. I've never really seen Ashley emotional. Whether it was real or fake, I've never really seen it. Right. Sheila with the eye. That's my girl. And then Mia consoles her as she opens up about it or whatever, and just talks about how she made her, she would never be like, how she would never have her kids on the streets. And in other words, now I see why she's gonna stay with the money. I mean, it makes sense. I love somebody with ambition, and she's very ambitious in saying that she will never get back to that place no matter what it takes, and she's doing exactly that. So this scene closes out with us finding out that Robin is planning the cash trip this year. They're going to the Dominican Republic, and no one is excluded. Asia, any thoughts?
There was an old hoe that lived in a shoe. It's now Ashley Dark. I don't sympathize with her emotions or anything like that, because her broke or, ripped anus has been on the streets before. She literally just sat here and told us that she can't afford the home she lives in. And shouldn't somebody in their 30s be able to afford a home on their own without any help? But you can't, and now you just somebody's baby mama with 2 kids, and you can't afford the home that you live in without staying attached to your overseer or whatever Candiace called him,
parental guardian,
whatever she called him, whatever. Girl, like, Ashley, this is very embarrassing. This is very embarrassing for you, and I'm happy that you are embarrassed by it. In terms of Mia and Gordon, Gordon, that plan, we clearly see later, it didn't work out. So you didn't come up with a good enough plan to keep me around. There's a dollar amount that could keep me around, and you no longer have it. And,
that's true.
I was gonna say he no longer has it.
That's that on that.
Okay. Antonio?
I agree with everything that Asia said. Yeah, Mia, if Gordon had the coin, Mia would still be there. She wouldn't be sleeping with, a rapper or whoever, whatever it is that the guy does, producer or whatever. Ashley, I think she just, this is everybody already knew while she was still kind of staying in that situation. She just now took the time to go ahead and actually say it out of her mouth where we can, verify, okay, that's the reason why, because you need to make sure that you still have that security. Now, I understand, not wanting to be on, the streets or possibly, getting kicked out of your house or something like that. But now my question is, well, why go and buy a $2 million home if you couldn't afford that on your own? Why not get something less expensive? And to me, the house still don't look like $2 million, but I mean, hey, I live in an apartment, so I guess I can't say too much, but I can actually pay for my apartment on my own. Off topic, I think I don't think we've ever really kind of mentioned this, but Gordon really seems to be involved. Him being the age that he is, he seems to be really involved with those younger kids, and what they have going on, their schooling, their schoolwork. We've seen him helping with that. So I think him, kind of not necessarily highlighting him being a dad, but him, just being active. And even though he is like 70 years old and they some little kids and he can still, get in and help them with the homework and go to school programs and stuff like that. I think that is really good to see.
Yeah, I concur. I see a comment from Shay saying most millennials cannot afford a home, myself included. I don't think that's necessarily a true statement. I think, we can. I think we prioritize our money in other areas. And I think that's Ashley's fallen into that as well. Because, I mean, she's been on this show for 8 years. So let's just be clear, she's making
more than me.
She's making more than me. She's making more than people friends that I have that have homes.
Yeah.
And then, I mean, she was married to somebody that had plenty of money. So realistically, to speak to millennials, we just unfortunately put our money in the wrong places. And even like you just said, a $2 million home doesn't make sense to me. There are plenty of friends. I will say, to live in DC or the DMV right now, that seems to be a place where everybody buy homes. It was a couple years ago, everybody in the DMV was buying homes. So I just feel like she probably should just, be a little smarter with how she spends her money, because where she lives and based on what I'm seeing, she needed to be, like you said, Shay, in fucking VA. Somewhere else.
Everybody I know in DC got a house and they live in DC. And some of them are in that nice little over the river area, because I don't know DC that well. Some of them overlook the Capitol, some of them are in the hood. But I know a good 7 people who own homes in the DMV area. So no, I don't even think that's a millennial thing.
She could have found a much better home for cheaper. Yeah. I mean, I've seen, I don't know, that I just feel like it is crazy, but Ashley herself can afford. She should be able to afford a home. Maybe not a $2 million home, but she should be able to afford a home.
Yeah.
If Candiace can afford a home on her own with her husband that don't work, apparently.
And I don't know how you got a house that's supposed to be a beach house in Spire, ain't no water in sight. I just don't understand that.
She don't even live on the little riverfront that they get. Like, girl.
Yeah, she'll get it together. I think she'll be out of that home by next season. She'll be in something else.
Hopefully off the show as well.
Well, she'll be anywhere, but what she said tonight is that she will not be under that bridge on the street, and that's all that matters. And that's what I don't want to see her.
Mama said about Candiace too. My child will never live under a bridge. So
the karma of it all, child. Talking about somebody's mother, talking about being in somebody's mother house, and you are not even in your house. It's just crazy. That one thing about them tables, they just. All right, so this next scene was a little interesting. So Wendy and Nneka, we know how this started out. I know, right, Chad. My eyes is the same thing, right? The season started out with Nneka and Wendy not being on the right path from the very beginning because of Nneka is saying that her Wendy's mom submitted her name to a shrine. So they finally meet up. We know that Nneka has asked her to come, to meet up with her. Wendy agreed. Wendy did deny going to her unpacking party, which I would have denied too, because why am I unpacking your stuff on Housewives? I don't understand. And so they meet up and they both look pretty good. I didn't really know that was Nneka at first until the camera panned. I was like, who are these little red heels? I didn't know. I thought it was actually probably Giselle or somebody. But nonetheless, they meet up. Wendy looks good. Wendy looking like a black Malibu Barbie, no shade, with her little glasses. I'm like, you know what? People say, you know, somebody don't have fashion, but the closest we're gonna get to it is Wendy. Yeah. I mean, I think she's been looking great lately. And so I'm here for it. She looked good. So when they sit down, you know, Nneka starts out by complimenting Wendy, you know, saying like how nice she looks and, you know, hope her day was well. And I thought that was a nice little start. It's always kind of interesting to see how these kind of, you know, encounters, because it's like, what do you really say with somebody you don't really like? You know, I mean, so they start talking, and Nneka says she wants to go back from the beginning. And she starts from the beginning back to how she met Ashley and how she spoke to Ashley about the whole Levy thing, and how, you know, I guess Nneka's initial issue was that she had caught wind that Wendy felt like Nneka was trying to use her name to be on the show. It's basically what she was saying. And so, you know, once she explains all that, you know, Wendy stops her and is just like, listen, let me just explain to you that this is really about you calling my mom a witch. You know that, you know how things are, you know, within our culture, and that's just not something that you should be saying about my mother. That's my issue with you. And so she says that she spoke to her mom, and her mom denied doing these things. They show a flashback of her mom. I ain't gonna lie, I was like, her mom did that shit. I don't know, just because I like her mom, but her mom, you know, she seems to get in the mess. I don't know. I'm not saying she did, but I was just like, I don't want Wendy to watch this and be like, counsel him. But I don't know. I just feel like her mom is sometimes I don't think she is as innocent as she seems.
Her mom did what though? Her mom called the girl talking shit, or her mom submitted her name to a shrine?
She made him put it in a shrine. She probably submitted it to like a little booklet or something. I don't know. She put her name in something. I think there's some truth with the name being submitted. Maybe she submitted it for a damn raffle ticket. I don't know. But
maybe she submitted it to Housewives. We don't know, because clearly
I don't know.
The hoes on the show.
I don't know, but we don't have any proofs. The mom said she didn't do it. Right. So after that, Wendy asks her, what did I do to you? Nneka mentions the shrine and basically saying because of her family and what her mom has allegedly done, that is her issue. And so Wendy is like, what did I do to you? She's not able to answer it. She said, your mom submitted my name to a shrine. So she's still sticking to that. So eventually Nneka apologizes for, you know, calling her mom a witch, or saying the way she worded it was kind of backhanded, but also calling her a bitch as well. She apologizes for that. Wendy talks about how it affected her kids. And, you know, in this moment, you know, Nneka's like, well, what about like how it's affected me in my life? Like both of them were going back and forth and saying like, you know what it's like to, you know, if someone gets called a witch or to be submitted to a shrine, basically how both these things affected them. That's what they were speaking on. And so Nneka, you know, in one moment, she talks about how, you know, Wendy said to try to use her name, but she's not really mentioned. If you notice, like everything she's saying is about her mom. I really wish that Nneka would just kind of say that, because she's not really saying that, at least not to Wendy's face, because that was the initial problem, I thought, right? And then it became about the shrine. Anyway, Wendy ends up leaving. Wendy says that she does not want peace. She's going to walk away. She's going to be cordial. That's going to be that on that. And Nneka is like, take my mic off. I don't want to be here anymore. I'm scared. And and then she kind of cries, but she said it's not about Wendy, but just about the whole situation and how it affected her as production is there. And that's how the scene ends. Antonio, what did you think? And does Nneka want peace, or does Wendy not want peace? Thoughts?
I don't think Nneka wants peace. I don't think Wendy cares, honestly, either way. I do think that Wendy came into this meetup with, you know, specifics that she wanted from Nneka. One saying that Nneka lied on her mom, I think is what she said. And then, you know, the apology, so on and so forth. Now, I understand Wendy sticking behind her mom. If her mom says she ain't do it, you know, that's my mama. That's my mama. You know, I'm gonna stick beside her. So I get that. Now, personally, do I believe that Wendy's mama may have called going off and probably said some stuff? Yes, but I don't believe that she is a witch or that she submitted this girl's name, but I do believe it's possible that she, called going off. Just like I also believe that Nneka was maybe going to possibly production or whomever, kind of throwing Wendy's name out there, that she met Wendy or that she knew Wendy. Because even when she sat down with Ashley, even though she said her sit down with Ashley was after everything had kind of came up about, Wendy said she's kind of, clout chasing or whatever. She even mentioned, I've met Wendy at like a concert or in passing or so on and so forth. So it was, to me, like there was some truth on both ends. And I don't think either one of them really, like I said, wanted, well, I guess Wendy may have wanted to get to a better space, but she wanted specifics from Nneka that I don't think Nneka was willing to give her, because also in Nneka's mind, she feels like Wendy doesn't want peace. So I feel like that's why she, kind of gave that backhanded, I'm sorry about calling your mama a witch and so on and so forth. Like that could have just been deaded. She could have just said, hey, I don't believe she's a witch, or I don't think that she submitted my name to a shrine. It's just what I was told. So I apologize for repeating it. It could have been easily ended, but they didn't want it to end. And I hated that fake cry at the end as well. When she was talking to production, it seemed like to me that was something that maybe she had been coached to do. I didn't understand why they felt the need to show that. So I'm kind of, this situation, it's new and I'm so over it.
Well, she said take the mic off, but the mic she never took it off. She never tried to whisper. She didn't even try to, do this. She didn't even try to reach for the mic. She just started talking and crying. And I'm like, girl, wait a minute. Asia.
It's just giving yuck. This is the issue. Nneka's biggest problem, like Antonio said, is she wants to call out Wendy for blocking her getting on the show, but she's not saying it. Instead, she took whatever phone call the mother made and amplified it, because her mama made that call. Her mama said she made that call, but her mama also said, I didn't submit her name to no shrine. Like, and then we also find out later that she could have been saying, it could have been, I went to the church and prayed about your ass because you was getting on my nerves, or whatever that they do. So again, your mom submitted my name to a shrine. Who told you that, Nneka? Like, what are the specifics of it? Where is the proof that you believe that my mother submitted your name to a shrine? Also, if you want to move forward with a witch's daughter, doesn't that say something about you?
Ain't that crazy?
Like, ain't my mama a witch, right? She casting spells on you, and she a witch she is Slytherin. Ain't my mama Slytherin? Ain't you scared, Harry Potter? Ain't you scared? Like,
hold on, how you know she ain't Gryffindor?
Okay, maybe she Gryffindor. I don't know, but sis, ain't you scared of me and my mama and my sister? Right, you and Lebe. So this is the thing that doesn't make sense to me. It's all fake. Like, and I think, and we know Wendy's not dumb. She sees right through it. Neither one of those ladies are dumb. The problem with Nneka is she came in being dishonest and not really showing, like coming in and saying, you ain't want me on the show, but I'm here anyway. Say that, and then let's get to bickering about that for real. Otherwise, girl, leave me and my wizard mama alone before we really put some sloughs in your throat or something like that.
You know what? So what bothers me about this is that Nneka keeps saying, I thought when I came on this show I was gonna be my Nigerian sister, Then if that's what you really thought it was gonna be, then that's what you would. If that's what you wanted it to be, it would have been that. You wouldn't have let this as Candiace said, your white looking ass, as in Ashley, threw up all this mess, like, because that's who did it. You know what I'm saying? Right. I'm just saying. So I'm tired of her saying that. I guess this moment, they were filming before we saw it, but I'm tired of her trying to paint this narrative. Oh my God, my Nigerian sister, blah, blah, blah. Baby, just because y'all Nigerian does not mean y'all got to coexist. And if you wanted it to be that, then it would have been that. But you let so many of these external factors come in between y'all, and it's just not going to happen. So I don't see it. I don't want to see it because clearly you're not. As I'm sorry, I kind of agree with Wendy that she does not want peace. I think like someone said in the chat that she wanted to continue the mess. Mind you, this was like 6-7 episodes ago. So I mean, it got to a point to where she's like, Wendy's not talking to her. Wendy, maybe production got involved. Maybe that's, I don't know. But it's just like, I don't want it. She don't want it. They don't want it. It's not organic. They don't have to be friends. She fits very well over there with Giselle and Robin and Mia and them like that until they get her too, if she lasts that long, because I don't think she will. So yeah.
This is not wanting peace. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh, she did do that. She was like,
Yeah, she.
I save that and use that for somebody. Like if Jamie said something in the group chat, I can be like, I don't know, I'll figure it out. Okay.
Y'all got me in that dang on group chat.
Child, listen, it'll be over soon. This weekend over, trust me. All right, so the next scene was a scene with Candiace and Chris. Not a lot that happened in this scene. We know that Candiace is going on tour for her second leg, and Chris is now like a social media content creator. He does his cooking and stuff like that. So in this moment, you just see her at the house, and she has all these Dior bags, and he's just confused of why she had to go spend any money when if the bags are not open right now, was it really a priority to buy them? Buy the things that with her mom. And so he talks about what he's been busy with, and basically that he wants more time with her, speaking more about the IVF, because we know that she has frozen eggs and that they're supposed to be working on having a child. I actually thought my predictions was that she would be pregnant by the end of this season. And so I don't know, based off the last season and this season, it seemed like that's what they were setting things to happen. But things can happen with that. It's not an easy process. So and then they talk about her health scares. And this scene, I'm not gonna lie, was a little uncomfortable for me to watch. And it's because, how do y'all feel about the way that either they speak to each other or the way Chris speaks to Candiace in some ways? Because we've seen them kind of have a lot of back and forth or whatever. But in this moment, I really like that little exchange at the end where he was like, it's not, no, do you understand me? I was like, what are you talking about?
I've never liked the way he spoke to her, if I'm being
you said that before though.
I've said it before, like I just don't like it. It's not, I mean, if I'm being honest, it's not identical to Michael and Ashley, but some of the characteristics are similar in the way he speaks to her. So I have never liked it. I'm semi-team Candiace, so I'm gonna stick beside her and her man. But no, I don't like the way he speaks to her, and I think it's coming out a little bit more because she's a little bit more somber this season. So people are going to see it. And I think he does feel not guilty, but he does feel some type of way about what happened between him and Giselle. And I think that guilt, whatever it was, it's showing this season too.
Could be. Antonio, any thoughts on this scene?
No, I do. I mean, I guess because if she's traveling all the time and she's doing stuff and he's not necessarily traveling with her, I would, just want to know, why doesn't he have a job? And I get it, maybe he doesn't have to, I'm sure Candiace does really, well. I don't know how much, how many followers he has or anything like that, but I'm just like, okay, if you're saying you miss her and she's traveling, she's doing a lot of stuff, why don't you just go in and get you like a first shift job somewhere and work Monday through Friday? And then if she's gone on the weekends, you hop on a plane on Friday and you go be with her on the weekends. I don't know. I
feel like they'll be eligible for a companion pass or something. She's traveling enough. She got enough points.
And I'm sure she got a good. If you don't have one, I'm sure she can get one. And you get some companion passes each year.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah,
we can do that.
Yeah, but I didn't like when he was saying something and it's not like she jumped in with like an attitude or being loud, but he was like, if you let me finish. I didn't like that. Like, don't do that.
Yeah, I think the conversation was just weird and kind of escalated to a point. I mean, they were, I don't know, the whole conversation from the Dior bags to the health, to her spending more time to the health, just kind of, it felt very one-sided in a way to where it was like he was just like, he came into the conversation ready to talk about, ready to like mitigate everything that she does, whether it was shopping, you know, spend more time and the health scare. Because I feel like what she said about the health was true. Like he said these things are gray, and like it's not, it's really not gray. I mean, it can be, but for the most part, it's really not. If the doctor's saying is this, then that's what it is. You know, I mean, you can get other opinions, but that's the whole purpose of having a doctor and having a medical professional. So I was like, I didn't understand where it was coming from, but maybe there's more we're not saying. I don't know.
Do you think he maybe has maybe it's a little bit of resentment growing now? Because I mean, she's on Potomac, she's acting, she's touring and singing, and you know, at the Grammys and on the red carpets and so on and so forth, and he is just like on, you know, Instagram making his like pulled chicken dip or whatever it was. You think that
sounds look good? I don't even eat chicken. That sounds look good.
I mean, now granted,
he still be hitting. I be watching his lives.
Okay.
Yeah, no,
I'm not saying it look good now. I can eat it for sure.
No, there's no doubt he can definitely cook now. He can cook.
Yeah.
I mean, there's not even no doubt about that. But yeah, I don't know. It's gonna. I will say until he gets in some kind of corporate position, it's gonna always be a conversation about what he does because that's just the expectation. You know, and I don't think that is. I think as long as Candiace don't care, then why? I don't really think we really should either, to be honest, because she married to him. So
that's true. I don't care now, but I'm gonna ask.
No, I'm just thinking. I'm thinking in general, like, yeah, because I mean, he went from the restaurant to serve. I mean, he went from serving at that place to now he's just doing everything on YouTube, which is great. Maybe he'll do a cookbook or somewhere. I don't know. I'm not. I don't really cook like that.
Him and Ashley are in the same boat. Like they both need to find some income.
Yeah, maybe if she hadn't made all those allegations, they could help each other find some damn income. But now they just not talking and not working. All right, so then we see a quick scene with the ladies. Mia, Robin, and Nneka are shopping. They're trying to find Robin some clothes because she be looking a mess. Maybe, I don't know. And so in the conversation, she asks Mia about Karen, and Mia says that her and Karen are okay because she knows how Karen gets down, especially when she's around her little peanut gallery. And she's referring to Wendy, I'm assuming, as the person that Karen is allegedly switches up when she's around. Then they asked Nneka about Wendy and the conversation she had, and Nneka says that Wendy tried to gaslight her, and I'm like, no, baby, you tried to gaslight us by saying take my mic off, but not even reaching for the mic. So I'm just like, I mean, who got gaslit here? I don't know.
Who kept talking
to the lady, the producer. Yeah. Any thoughts here on this scene?
No, but I think Nneka knew, and that's why she went back and she's like, oh, well, she doesn't, you know, when Robin was like, oh, she doesn't want to move forward or whatever the case may be. That's crazy. And I don't think Karen switches up when she's around people. I think, you know, especially this season, it's kind of like, you know, Karen is in a place where it seems like it's like a, you know, don't start none, won't be none type of situation. But otherwise, she's been kind of Zen Karen to me, but she's only spoken up when she's needed to.
Yeah, I mean, she would have been perfectly fine with. I don't think she would have had any issues with Mia had Mia not, you know, had she not felt the way about Mia declining her invite, you know, or about the way she declined. It was like I feel second, you know, blah blah. I think that's probably why. I mean, and she came into this season already on guard with Mia. I mean, she came into this season saying, "I'm not gonna hug you. I'm gonna do this." So I mean, you know, that's just. I think she just standing on business at this point.
Yeah.
You know, why not? Asia, anything?
No. Oh, Robin, the only thing that I don't like about Robin in these moments is you won't speak to the girl, Wendy, but you keep bringing her up, or you always have commentary on it.
Crazy.
I think that's obsessive. Because when I don't mess with you, I really don't mess with you. I think that's weird. It is just weird.
Okay. All right, so it is travel day, and they're going to the Dominican Republic. I love that place. That actually was the very first place I traveled to out of the country 10 years ago, actually. So it always has a special place in my little heart. Kiana is invited. That is Wendy's friend, but she's also friends with Robin, so she seems to be centrally placed in the group for now. We know that she and she has a confessional. She has a confessional, which I feel like I may have mentioned it a couple weeks ago, but she has, and she looked good at confessional. I was like, okay, like I wish they would have introduced her more earlier, but I feel like I feel like they probably gave her more because of the fight. I think if that fight hadn't happened, I don't think we would be seeing her like that, to be honest. Like she's been around, but in this space, they didn't seem like they had plans for a friend of, like a real friend of, you know. But I mean, she's here. And so they're traveling. They're going to be all in one villa on this like 330 plus acre property in DR. And we find out from Karen on the bus that this is somewhere that Ray has stayed. And how Karen explains it is that, you know, one time back in the day, I don't know if they were married yet or not married, but
they just got married, I think, or something.
They just got married. Okay, so she called, and is that the girl who fought? Yes, that's the girl who fought. Kiana is Sean. So Karen says basically she called for Ray one time, and a lady picked up the phone, was like, this is Mr. Ray's residence or whatever, and basically it was the damn cleaning lady. But Giselle happens to think that it was not the cleaning lady and that she was bamboozled. Robin says she heard that you should never let your man come here. And I'm like, Robin, I don't know. You listening to the wrong people. What about you? Let's just not talk about what
nowhere.
I can say we shouldn't talk about what you should let your man do, because it's a lot of things he shouldn't be doing. And he could start by answering FaceTime when you FaceTime him. But that's not the conversation. You know, hey, my marriage, my relationship, whatever. So we find out that Kiana is actually not feeling well. She said she was not feeling well on the plane. This is what we see her confessional. Thought she looked great, but she, you know, she's able to hold out, and she finds a single bathroom. I know that's right. This weekend, I can't wait. I hope it's one of them little single bathrooms, just in case, you know, because in case somebody gotta go. Just saying, we are human. I'm going straight to Asia room, child. I can't wait.
Good.
Blow it up. Yo, it's gonna be so fun this weekend. I wish we could like stream the whole thing. We're not gonna do that, but y'all should really follow our pages, especially like our, not just our personal pages, but like the lean pages, because I'll be posting more content on those pages from this weekend. So if you follow us on Instagram and Twitter, you will see our fun-filled weekend that we're gonna have together. But anyway, back to the show. So they do room assignments, and the first thing that is done is that Robin says that Karen is gonna be in a double room, which is something she's never done because usually she's in a room by herself. And I found it kind of odd. Obviously, we knew she's being petty, that you would go ahead and make that. Usually, you go ahead and assign the best rooms first, but it's like she wanted to start from the bottom up to up, or whatever, or at least in a certain kind of way.
No, she did start the singles first, though.
No, she didn't.
Yes, she did. She told Giselle she can go pick out whatever single room she wanted.
Oh, you're right. She did. But so at what point did she give Robin her room, like Karen her room?
Well, after she gave out, telling Giselle she had her own room. She
gave her room. She said Nneka, because she's new, gave her room,
and then Ashley her room.
Yeah.
Then she was like, she told Karen she was gonna be with somebody else.
Okay. So she gives out the rooms, and usually we don't really see people give out rooms. Usually it's like a scramble for the room. So I was like, damn, they let Robin take complete control, right? She gives a room, and it becomes an issue because Karen is like, she don't want to stay there. So she goes and tries to find herself, get her a new room. She's talking to the lady, and they going back and forth, and they going blah 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 and blah 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 whatever, because Robin basically is trying to explain what happened, and we see that Ashley does offer her room, but Karen says she don't want it because she wants a view, even though Ashley actually has a nice view. But really, realistically, Karen just doesn't want anything, I guess, from Robin, as she's already been slighted. At least that's what I got. And so we find out that Karen could not get a room. Apparently, they scared the people at the front, because they were loud and yelling. That's what she said. I don't know. That doesn't sound right. Because I mean, why would they deny you a room? Like, why would they say, "Oh, y'all too loud"? Do y'all think that really happened?
No.
You about to take Ashley's room.
Yeah, exactly. Production was like, no, because Karen probably would have had to be somewhere separate from
the
ladies if she did. So yeah,
and they probably sat here and was like, Robin, don't do that no more. Like for real, because we can't.
Yeah. I don't think that happened. Whether I've been there or not, no, man. I'm like, because y'all was yelling. Y'all was loud, but y'all weren't that goddamn loud. It's no different than getting there and being like, hey, turn up. It's the same type of yelling.
Same
so
thing.
Whatever.
And the Dominican used to us coming in doing that.
So she decides that she's going to sleep comfortably on the sofa. She goes to Ashley and what's sorry, they actually Ashley and her are talking, and she doesn't ask Ashley, but Ashley kind of finishes the statement by saying that she would give her the room. I know that Karen was elated. She was excited because it was the fact that she had really tried a big boss move, and unfortunately she was humbled to the point to where she would have had to take the couch for real. Because I think, like you said, I think production told her that she couldn't do that. But Robin intrudes in the conversation and tells her she wants her to apologize, and Karen says she wants her to get the F out her face. And I was like, I know that's right. That's exactly what I would say too. Huh?
I said, and called her raggedy.
Called her raggedy. When has she not called her and Giselle raggedy, Chad? That's her line. Kiana is still sick. And Giselle feels like, as the friends which are Wendy and Candiace or anybody, basically they should be checking on her, but they're not. And so Giselle plans this little ceremony that she wants to crown Nneka, the Grand Dame of Potomac, because she found out that Karen had threw shade at her and Nneka. So I'll stop here because the last scene is basically the little ceremony. Any thoughts on how Karen handled getting the room or not getting the room? The conversation between Robin and Karen, and then how Ashley was just so giddy on making sure that because she tried to offer the room from the beginning, for her to stay. She really wanted her to stay. Any thoughts on that, Antonio?
Well, I think it's funny that I guess the shade Robin was trying to throw and the girls that she was trying to make have sleep in a room with the other person, they still ended up with their own rooms. It's just a double room, but they still ended up with their own rooms anyway. And then two of her friends had to ended up sharing a room. So I thought that was funny. And it's also another thing. Robin was acting like it's crazy when they do these trips and they act like they actually use their own personal money to pay for these trips. It's like, stop that. Like, we know what's going on. Like Robin had to pay for that trip for real. Like you know that, right? Well, she was making $60,000 a week or something. Right. So them hats paid for that trip.
When the last time we didn't see one of them hats?
Huh?
When the last time we didn't see one of them hats?
Exactly. She ain't said nothing about it this season.
I thought Antonio had one on. That's not embellished.
No, this came from Zara.
I got
well, this ain't embellished, so anybody got embellished?
Oh, this is Zara.
I thought this was embellished.
Embezzled. Not this plan.
Girl, Robin is annoying as hell.
She is.
Asia, any thoughts?
Robin is annoying as hell. I did like how Karen handled her. Like, shut up, shut the F up, get out of my face, don't care. And
that scene was so stupid. The whole la la blah blah blah. I thought it would be more, but I thought they would have been arguing about something else, but not a room. I was like, oh, that's what it was, because we saw this earlier. So it's like, I don't know what else is to come, because I know that there was a moment where where is, honestly, not saying I'm just so sad she's not there. Where is Sharice?
Because she was clearly at the invite. She clearly got the invite, but I guess Sharice was like, I ain't coming. Karen won't throw me no bone, so I ain't even gonna come. So
what's the point of Sharice coming? Because she don't get paid enough to be there, and the drama she'll have with Karen is the only thing that really be riling Karen up. So she working for free.
They really had Sharice and Kiana do confessionals and do these little promo looks just for them to be in 2 episodes apiece. I don't think they even had. I think the fact that they have 8 housewives, I think they didn't plan for a friend of this season. And the way that they use them is a waste of time.
Yeah.
The way that they use some of the housewives is a waste of time.
That too.
The Nneka Wendy it's a waste. It's not a good, it's a waste. They could have had two friends of come in and said and really get rowdy with a couple people because they ain't got much to lose. But you got that sloth coming in talking about witches. Come on.
Listen, I love a good Harry Potter book and story, but this ain't it. You know, if I wanted to talk about witches, then I'm gonna go and watch, you know, Harry Potter, or I'm gonna go and watch some of them other shows on Netflix. But I don't watch Potomac to talk about witches. I don't personally.
It's so weird. It's weird, and it's because everybody else has been able to have their good seasons. Potomac was able to find a formula, and then it just plateaued.
Yeah.
After that fight,
it's Giselle's and Robin's fault. It really is, and production.
Giselle, Robin, and production. I agree.
Well, you know, they said this is they feel like this season was the bomb diggity.com. That's what Giselle and them said in a couple interviews before it aired. So that's how they felt. I don't know.
She's lying. That's what she has to say. She's lying. She's a liar.
Oh.
Who? She's a what, Antonio?
A liar.
He said, I can tell she lied by the size of about her forehead.
She letting Cal steal her hairstylist. Giselle is definitely a delusional liar. So yeah.
I never see somebody age backwards. So I mean, not age. So well.
Right, so in this last scene, before we, you know, I put the link in the chat for a few callers. And for those that are new or this, so at the end of all of our shows, we allow individuals to call in, our viewers to call in, and you get your square. Say what you got to say. You know, of course, you know, be respectful. You can't be a proud night because we do have to get out of here. I got to put the kids to sleep, and I ain't got no kids, child. I ain't got a dog. So yeah, nonetheless, I'm putting the link in the chat right now. You guys can call in, give your thoughts, give your opinions. Our shows are a little bit more, usually a little bit more, you know, up tempo. But I will say, you know, it's getting kind of difficult to get through some of this show as we're talking about the same thing. But one thing I will say is our shows are always much better than the actual episodes. I will say that.
Routine.
So the link is in the chat. The last scene to discuss was the little ceremony for crowning the Grand Dame of Potomac. This was shade to Karen. So, you know, of course, you know, in this moment, this is where Karen finds out that Nneka told Giselle about the shade that Karen, I guess, threw at her house, or being in Potomac versus not Potomac. We know that it's been plenty of shade about her owning a home, and you know the counter shade is that Karen is saying that she lives in North Potomac, and that it doesn't matter. She can be the Grand Dame of Potomac because she is the Grand Dame, and that basically she puts the Grand Dame over the Grand Dame of Potomac. That's what she said on Watch Was Happening Live last night. So they have the ceremony, and Candiace is not feeling it. She says she does not want to be a part of such things as Giselle, you know, sits and smiles, and she storms off. And that's kind of how the episode ends. We'll see. You know, we know she's not really here for anything Giselle has going on. Yeah. So any thoughts on this last scene or Nneka being crowned the Grand Dame of Potomac before we, you know, get the callers on? Main tips and tricks. I agree. This crowning was very dumb. It was actually
lamest.
It was just lame. Like I didn't. It was like what?
And they thought they had ate that. Like that scene was so lame. And honestly, I don't even with the whole Karen telling her she lives in North Potomac. I don't think that Karen necessarily meant that as shade. Karen thought the shade was her saying, "Oh, I've never been down there or never been down this street in Potomac," or something like that. Now, granted, when they showed the map, I mean, she was in like the upper area or northern area of Potomac, like Karen was in the southern area. I didn't think that was shade. Hell, it's like somebody saying you live, you know, North Atlanta or, you know, East Atlanta or whatever the case may be. I took it as that. But that whole, and then Nneka standing up there with her slim legs and her knock knees and her ugly hair and her ugly outfit. It looked like she had borrowed it from Ashley. It just made me sick. Like, it really made me sick. I had to, like, fart. That's how much that scene had irked my nerves. Like, it made me have to fart, for real.
You got an ulcer too?
No, just had a little gas because that's what that was. A whole bunch of air in that scene. I hated it. I thought it was so stupid. And then Ashley sitting up there with them big ass cantaloupes on her chest. Tell me, am I gonna blow the horn? Girl, go pay. How about you go pay your mortgage? How about you do that? While you sitting over here trying to blow a horn at somebody and poke fun at somebody, go do that. Robin, where's Juan? Why you want to sit up here and act like Mia? Where's your money? Where's Gordon's money?
These are all valid questions. You know,
Antonio is not playing.
that square over there. What is it? That square over there.
It was so bad.
No, I agree. It was, I live for a moment whether I like somebody or not, but it was just oddly placed, and it was just quite lame. Like, I don't know. I don't really think that it didn't serve a purpose. I honestly, if I was Candiace or any of them, I would have walked off sooner. Not because it was Giselle, because it was just stupid. Like, ew, I don't know. But it was Robin's trip, so obviously she allowed it. But to me, it really made Nneka this look. It didn't bring any good light to her. I mean, at all. And honestly, this whole shade about the whole Potomac thing. I mean, they shaded, Karen for years about whether or not she lived actually in Potomac. I mean, that's kind of been the thing. But like you said, people do that all the time. Like here in LA or even Atlanta, people be like, "Oh, you don't live in Atlanta, you live in Dunwoody," or whatever the case may be. Like, listen, get over it. It's not that deep. I mean, obviously, she's still the grand dame. We already decided. They had a whole debate about it. I think if there was a grand dame, it still would be between her and Charisse, definitely not Nneka. Nneka doesn't even have faucets or toilet flushers on her toilets. Neither does she have a refrigerator, or I don't even think she had a stove in there, right? So I don't know how you can be the grand anything if you don't have, something to flush your poop down the toilet. I'm just saying. That's just, I mean, you tell me if I'm wrong, I don't know. But nonetheless.
You wrong. No, you're not wrong.
No, I'm just saying, I mean, she just unpacked the house. She had to have the cast unpack the house.
It was lame. It was lame. Loser, not a bar, big L, very slow, very late, all those things.
Yeah.
Wrapped in a bow.
Yeah. Okay. Well, listen, I put the link in the chat, but it seemed like we don't have any callers today. So I'm gonna put the link in the chat one more time. And I'll just kind of briefly, the link is in the chat. You click the link and it'll ask you for your authentication to share. You can do camera, like on camera, you can show your face, or you can do just audio. Is up to you, whatever you decide. This weekend, well, of course, we have our regular shows this week. We have Married to Medicine, the finale is tomorrow. The finale for Beverly Hills is Wednesday. We'll be live. And Thursday, I don't know about Thursday's show just because we'll be traveling. And so
Married to Medicine finale it'll be next week.
Oh, next week.
Yeah.
Oh, shoot. I'm sorry. Married to Medicine finale is next week. My bad. I don't know how I got it confused, but
we got a show tomorrow.
Yeah, there's still a show tomorrow. There's still a show Wednesday for Beverly Hills. That is a finale for sure. And for Miami, just because we'll be traveling, we may have to move that show. I don't know. We'll see. I'll check with the panelists and we'll see. But again, as I keep saying, make sure y'all follow and follow all of our Instagram and Twitter, both our Instagram and Twitter pages, because we'll be live we'll be all together this weekend, and we got a lot of things planned, things that they don't even know about. It's gonna be a fun weekend. It's gonna be a fun weekend, and so if you follow those pages, you'll have a first look at some of the things we'll be doing. Just some good times. Many of us on this platform, we've been doing this for almost 5 years, and many of us have actually never met each other in real life. So this would be, I mean, we all know
that is true.
It is very true. I know everybody. I literally know everybody here, but some people have not. So it's a very fun, important weekend for us just to have a good time and just also do some content. We're gonna do Traders this weekend. So if you're watching Traders, we're gonna do a one-time recap or review this Friday. I'm thinking between 12 and 1 o'clock p.m. Eastern, but we'll post the time for sure before Friday. Just be on the lookout for a lunchtime lean for one time of what's it called? Traders. All right, so we got 2 callers in the queue. Now we'll go ahead and get them on so we can lean out. And it's going Kyra.
Hey, Kai.
Kyra, if you're new, Kyra, as I always say, is one of our first callers on this show. So I always have to give her flowers. But Kyra, how you doing today?
I've been missing y'all. I've been traveling and working and missing all the lives.
I thought you didn't fool with us no more. I said, dang, what we doing?
I thought you
No. Hopefully, I will be able to be like the Beverly Hills reunion and everything. Okay. Obviously, I want to talk about is the Nneka and the Wendy, because I feel like she's playing on people's intelligence about the way in which, if Nneka really believed that ish, she would have never invited Wendy into her home. You wouldn't even eat. You wouldn't want to be friends. Like, none of it. So it's so weird that she's like, I'm willing to put all that aside. Heffa, if you put my name in a shrine, I believe you're a witch. I don't want anything to do with you. And the idea that like there to me inherently is not a negative connotation if like she's like trying to act like her calling Wendy's mama witch is equivalent of someone saying that I put your name in a shrine, which is not. It's not at all. And I don't really know. I'm wondering about all these bots talking about Wendy doesn't want peace, because I didn't watch the episode at first. So I was confused of like, did Wendy say, no, we can't be friends, we can't move forward, anything like that? So when I watched the episode and I see Wendy says, we can coexist, so we can move forward, but you don't want peace. I'm like, I don't know what else y'all want from the woman.
Yeah.
And I do get people comparing her and Mia situation. Even then, when he was mad for a while and moved on, I just think this is a different situation where you come in, you're supposed to be quote unquote of the same culture and everything like that, and you know what this means. Because they already tried the OC stuff. You know what it means. And now you're trying to act like I said it, but I really did. It wasn't supposed to be this big of a deal. And also you've been bullying me this whole time. Well, then you wouldn't, it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense then. And I think it was Antonio saying, I feel like you're really trying to hide from the fact that you maybe were using this woman's name. And instead, you're trying to make that not the issue, because then it will look very thirsty, because you're supposed to be this rich bee. So why would you need to use Wendy's name to be on the show? Because it seems like you moved from LA and popped up in this turnkey house to be on this show, which is why you have no appliances. And you're supposed to be this rich bee. I'm just saying. At least at the most, we'll be living in a townhouse with all the appliances while we're going hang in this house done. Not no sink, no refrigerator, no stove. And we're a rich bee. With the basic chandelier in the dining room. We would not be doing that. So some things are not adding up, or maybe daddy has cut some coins or something like that. But the whole story seems strange, because also she doesn't want to address the fact of reason why Wendy's mom is calling Lebe. Because I always thought it was interesting that in Austin, Wendy was like, yeah, she called her because Lebe and my mom and my sister were friends for 13 years and they had a falling out. Oh, that's not it. Well, then, Heffa, why is my mom calling your cousin-in-law? Not your cousin. You don't even call this woman your cousin. Cousin-in-law. So you're trying to make yourself... Yes, go ahead.
No, I'm just
saying. Because I haven't been here a minute. I want to hear people's thoughts.
Or call she didn't call Nneka or her real cousin or her husband. She called her cousin-in-law. Sorry. That's all I have.
Yes. And so to me, it does sound like she was calling about the whole... Winnie's sister and her situation, because I know like some of my other African friends, like their parents will get in the middle of their friendships if they feel like something happened. They will get in the middle of that. So I find it weird that like she wants to act like they're so close and they know each other, and then Winnie's like, yeah, we know each other because your cousin-in-law is friends with my sister. Then it's not that. It's no, you're trying to bully me off of this show. And she's a weirdo. And these weird bots now on Twitter, I just feel like she came on here, thought she was gonna win, and for me personally, I can't take it, because you can't be like, I'm a Nigerian queen, but then want to act like you don't understand what calling someone's mama witch is on national TV. Those two things can't correlate. That's my only thought for right now. Happy I caught alive.
Thank
you.
you.
I agree with you on Wendy. I see a lot of people on Twitter, kind of, of course, every person has like haters in the case. So there's people that don't like Wendy, and they say that she doesn't want peace, and I'm just like, I think she's been pretty open, to. I mean, I listen. I'm not Nigerian. You call my mama a witch, I'm gonna say, oh, okay, Now you call her something else, then it's a problem. But I can't speak to the Nigerians on how that is. So obviously, from watching this scene, and even in the past, we've had callers call in throughout the season, mainly in the beginning of the season, explain to us how much that is, like how much of an accusation it is and how deep it is. So I can't speak to it, but what I'm seeing and what I'm being told, it's very it's very deep. And It's and so if she for one, the fact that she's filming with her, she ain't fought her, she's trying to have a sit down with her and be in her presence, stuff like coexist. I think that's more than to me. I guess it's more, I think it's less. I think it's more of like, bump this reality TV thing. This is real life. This is what it would mean to as a Nigerian. And so I think the viewers can't see past the reality TV side, when there's probably it's probably way deeper than, it is obviously than what we know.
I will say my last little thing is like the whole witch and Osu thing will stop her kids from getting a marriage, from friendships. Like it's a lot. It's a lot. So that's why I'm just like, I know why she doesn't take it lightly, because I mean, some like wealthy, affluent Nigerian families will have you do an ancestry test to make sure there are no Osu in your bloodline before you were able to get married.
It's really serious out there. Y'all will say the Nigerians don't play in a lot of ways. I'll just leave it at that. A lot of ways.
But yeah, thank you everyone for your time.
All right, thank you, Kyra. Okay. We had another call in the queue, but it looks like she might have left. And so on that note, we're gonna go ahead and leave too. So y'all hit that like button. Make sure y'all subscribe to the channel. As I said many times, we have our shows this week. Married to Medicine tomorrow. Beverly Hills is Wednesday. And Miami is tentative for Thursday, per usual. We'll be traveling. We have our cabin retreat this weekend. So we're going to have so much fun. And as I said, follow our pages. It's at the bottom of this live right here. Twitter is The Lean Official. And then Instagram is TheLean.official. And that's where we post a lot of our content. So there's some things that maybe y'all can be involved in too. So just stay tuned to not just YouTube, but also our social medias, and you can be a part of it as well. Okay. All right. Thank y'all. Like this video. Thank you, Antonio. Thank you, Asia. And we'll see you guys next time. Okay. Thank you to our callers as well. Kyra, Paula Girl, Derek, Sean. I think Shay was in here. There was a new caller today. Vodka with 3 olives. I like 3 limes, but hey, you okay with me with 3 olives now?
I like that.
Yeah. Okay. Brittany, I said Sean, L Vision, Main Tips and Tricks, Dreamers in here, Sammy. Thank y'all for watching. We'll see you next time. Okay. You have a good night. Peace.
Good night.